going JB4 on the Elantra N. Figured the best way to kind of introduce that is to get out on one of my favorite driving roads because this car is meant to be driven. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna go through the process. Like anything with this is always a little nerve-wracking because there's always, are you doing it right? So I feel pretty confident in it. And I'll be waiting on some colder spark plugs and a high-pressure fuel pump. Nonetheless, like I always say, like, subscribe, do all those things. For sure, meet it this time because it's gonna get pretty interesting with some stuff I have planned now once we get everything situated. Obviously, some more drag strip videos, some more driving videos, and really just giving an overall impression of living life with the Elantra N going JB4.
Eventually.
Alright, so this is taking a lot longer than I wanted it to, but some folks might have the impression if you are going with the JB4 and you want to have the OBD2 reading, obviously, that we can use on the ends, that you can use the firewall to pull a cable through. The one that I found that was most easily accessible was not big enough, at least for me. I could not get the actual OBD port plug to fit through it, and I mean the smaller end, this end here. I couldn't get that to fit through. And so I tried you know, taping it around with electrical tape, really mainly to just protect it from breaking, trying to squeeze it through the hole. But the cable that's in there is just a little too big to kind of feed through it. And so I tried this first off and it didn't work out the first time, but this little slot that's in the fender here seemed to have been the perfect kind of slot in that I can kind of pull it through. And as you can see, it runs through the fender right here. It's concealed by the hood, so as long as the wire tucks under here, like, it won't get caught in the hood, and then you can actually kind of slot it through the rubber here, and you're in. You're not worried about this getting kind of crushed by the hood or anything. And then if you go over here by the door, there is, similar on the Kona end, which is where I got this idea from in the first place, is there's this tab here that you can kind of stick your finger in, and it's literally just a plastic tab that you can pull this out. And I used a clothes hanger, a long wire, taped the wire through it, just pulled it on through, and it was in there. I was able to kind of pull it all the way through into the engine bay, and it is slotting through. I'm kind of using a little bit of the weather stripping in here, and then bringing it down and plugging it into the port right there. Clips for the coil packs aren't like your standard ones. They're actually pretty genius. I actually like this design a lot. Is you don't press and squeeze and pull. You actually can pull this out. So you see that silver piece slides out. And now, I can't do this with one hand, but I'm gonna balance this on my intake. Once it snaps out, to come out, there we go. So just kind of pulling it by that tab. So I think that's pretty genius. It's probably been a thing forever, and I'm just the first one that's crawling from under my rock to figure it out. Yeah, it is 11 o'clock at night, everybody's sleeping, and I'm doing this right now. But nonetheless, I might maybe sneak out and do a quick little drive. But I think we are ready for Dyno Day tomorrow. Oh yeah. Alrighty, so we are in the car. Apologize for the purple towel behind me. I just got back from the gym and a little sweaty. And as we all know, nice 235 I had to show by. As you know, Alcantara or suede and sweat don't do well together. So I always like to do this. But nonetheless, I'm in the car after the JB4 install, and actually it's a few days after the install, which overall went pretty smooth. Trying to find a way to get the OBD2 port into the car was probably the hardest part, which if I would have kind of combined two different situations, I might have been able to do that a lot quicker. But nonetheless, it's been a smooth install, and I haven't really, nothing really to report. All in all, in terms of any issues or anything, obviously crossing fingers, but it's all in all just pretty plug and play. Been getting used to the app, actually been reading a few logs that I've just kind of put together and just getting used to reading the graphs, understanding what the different terminology is now in this kind of tuning world of the JB4. And nonetheless, like I said, it's been an interesting experience. So really where I'm at now is the really interesting comparison is that map 0 is obviously considerably a stock tune. The interesting thing is map 1 is really pretty much what Octane learning is in terms of boost levels. But I want to do a comparison of the map 0, which is non-Octane learned in my mind, and take that on with a Octane learned or map 1 setting, and really get a basically straight back-to-back comparison of the horsepower difference. Now, it's not necessarily scientific, because we might be putting out maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less than what the ECU tuned Octane learning would put out. But I think it'd be an interesting comparison to see what that 20 psi difference is over peak 15, 16 psi when you're non-Octane learned. So nonetheless, that's where I'm at with it. I'll do one more pull here in second gear just to see. Oh yeah. So that's a map 1 pull, and it feels really good. So nonetheless, stick around. We'll definitely get into some really fun stuff coming up soon, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.